benefit of using a long lever versus a shorter lever. Now, this crowbar here is pretty nice because it's tapered at one end, and you can actually get underneath underneath the bin real easy if you have no way to get a bite. Going to need a fulcrum, so we're going to go ahead and put a fulcrum in place. Fulcrum can be any kind of block of wood. In this case, it's just a busted up piece of redwood 2x4. And just by lifting, you can see that you can get this up pretty high enough to clear out all the box cribbing we have in there now. Steve, you want to go ahead and clear the cribbing out? When you take cribbing out, we're kind of doing this in reverse. You want to go ahead and remove from the top, one level at a time, only as high as you need to crib. Or only as, so that what I can do now is lower this down, communicate with the person that's cribbing. There we have it. So this is pretty flat. Now it'd be awful hard to get that 4x4 underneath this bin, but with this tapered end block, you can do a pretty good job of it.
So, what have we done so far? We've moved people who have been slightly injured, our immediates, spontaneous rescues. We have gone outside, taken a look around. We meet in our gathering areas, and then we've done building assessments. We started from the outside of the building, gone all the way around, looked at our hazards, looked at our damage. We've figured out whether it's light, medium, or heavy. We've looked at how we're going to force our way into this building, and we're going to search it. Again, we're only going to search buildings that we need to. If everyone's accounted for, we don't need to search that building. If we know no one's in that building, we don't need to search it. When you go to search, you need to do it in teams of 2. Our book says 3. The way this works is one person stays outside. Anyone who goes in that building, you go in a pair. All right? That's what we'll be practicing today. Keep in mind that you might have to exit. And it can be a real confusing if you don't know the building, doing the going around the circle kind of trip, okay? Let's talk about what you did. You did an assessment on the outside of the building, okay? Tell me about the windows in the building. They're boarded. What does that mean to us?
It means there's no glass hazard.
And? What else?
Well, we weren't sure we could get out of them until we got inside and found out they...
All right. So we can't get out the windows. So what's our other exit on the bottom?
There was a basement.
There's a basement.
And there's 2 doors on the ground floor.
There's 2 doors on the bottom. Was the back door open or locked?
We didn't check it.
Oh. Okay.
Nobody checked it.
We should have left it open.
And in fact, that's what you would do. You would enter through the front door, or you would check the back door immediately when you're going around, see if it's open or closed. What we have here is we have a mess, right? Okay. And we have provided you with a certain amount of tools. Okay. So what you would do, what do you guys want to do?
Get them out.
Get them out. Okay.
Are you alive?
Yes. Is he alive?
No, he's just like, you want him out?
Need some crib material on this side. Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
What did you guys discover?
What did we discover?
A couple things. First, you want to come over and you want to test this, see if you can just lift it. You have to take a good examination. And someone, Barbara, I guess it was, actually did. She went and looked and said, oh, we can lift this up. It's hollow. Okay? So, that's certainly consideration. And it's what we want to do is the simplest things possible to the most complex. All right? With him underneath there, you guys cribbed this side. Okay? And then you levered that side. Okay? If you didn't have this block here, what would happen?
It would swivel on his back.
Yeah. Exactly, which wouldn't be a good thing. Okay. And what did you discover about your cribbing pile?
It wasn't really quite enough to raise it high enough to slide him out.
Okay. So what could you have done differently?
We would have been more
Put it the other way.
compact, more economical.
Well, instead of putting all the cribbing under that corner, I mean, with it down on this end, we could have used the stuff that we were piling up there to hold it up simply as the to bring this up higher, and then somebody pulls them out.
Right. In other words, right?
Yeah.
Something like this. You would have levered it up. There would have been no safety on this end, okay? But you could have probably quickly pulled him out, okay? So that was your safety. Now, in this business, what you have to realize is that everything's not textbook, and we're going to have to go, well, this is going to be a little bit more dangerous, but we're going to get the job done really quickly, okay? So everyone has to be a little bit more safety conscious, slide them out very quickly, all right? Or what else could you...
And I do want to remind you that even if you don't live in Berkeley but work in Berkeley, there are programs of preparedness similar to ours in neighboring cities. And remember, the first thing that you're going to be concerned about is your family. So I highly recommend that you have one of our home preparedness presentations. And the class that you took today is part of our Citizens Emergency Response Team training. And what that is basic skills that support the neighborhood organizing and workplace organizing effort. So in addition to our light search and rescue class, we have disaster first aid, fire suppression 1, fire suppression 2, and we will be also having a disaster mental health class that will be offered. So thank you so much, and please continue your work on preparedness, because that's really what's going to protect us from a major disaster. And again, thanks for coming.